Okay, so this is funny. I wouldn't say this is a failure, but this is definitely something that is obviously not supposed to be right with the unit. So what is this? This is a Honeywell Dolphin 6100. You can see looks all normal. It has a bit of wear. The case is not completely terrible, but there is definitely a bit of wear. The silver coating is now starting to come off and port on the bottom, where you would have docked the device. So whoever uses it, it's like they just didn't fucking give a shit. They just jammed it into that cradle. Anyways, so yeah, let me power it on. Yeah, look at that. Normal, right? Wrong. This is obviously not supposed to look like that. The image is mirrored. Yes, it is mirrored. So everything's all in reverse. You may be wondering, okay, well, how exactly did this happen? So you see, I own a Dolphin 6110, and that Dolphin 6110 actually used this case with the LCD panel and everything. Now this LCD panel has some minor display, well, water damage really. I don't think the camera properly picks it up, but you can see it in person. The color, or really the the backlight is uneven, and you see some splotches on the display. So that obviously typically means that is that's kind of fucked. Not really fucked, but it doesn't really look good. I mean, if you go on the background like here, as the default background, you can very clearly see the LCD is not supposed to be like that. Jesus Christ, the timer on this thing like lasts nothing. Yeah, you can see it's not supposed to be like that. But yeah, that's water damage. Yeah. So what I ended up doing is I ended up swapping basically the motherboard from the original unit, which is a Dolphin 6100, utilizing its original LCD that was undamaged, and make it and gave it the remaining parts, that being this of the original Dolphin 6100 board. And for some reason, the LCDs aren't truly compatible. Maybe. Which kind of is weird because if you go on eBay and you want to find an LCD panel for these devices, you will find eBay sellers finding them under the same classification. The Dolphin 6100 and the Dolphin 6110. Hell, there seems to be two different type of LCDs. There is one with a single connector, that's the big one, and then there is another one with the big connector and a tiny little connector. That's what both my Dolphin 6110 and this device had. So there seems to be two revisions of these LCDs. I'm assuming whoever made it, the manufacturer, whatever the hell, because if you go over here to system information, it's going to tell you what kind of LCD it is. I don't think it'll be clearly to see on this thing because of the fucked up panel, but you can read over there, it says Truly. It's a Truly display. And on the 6110, it's supposed to also show up as a Truly display. So you would think everything's all compatible, but I guess it really isn't. So I don't really know. You may say, oh, well, you probably fucked up hooking up the cables. No, I didn't. The cables are all correct. Everything's all properly seated and, obviously in its correct position where it's supposed to be. It's just that somewhere along the way, the LCD looks like that. And I want you to keep in mind, I never actually altered LCD, I just changed casings. So, yeah, funny. Again, this is not really something I give a shit about. It's just stupidity. I don't fucking care. Everything else works. It's just that, it looks like this now. And, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna fucking use this casing on another device that actually properly works. This is like some garbage. This is like garbage. This is a lower end model. It's only Bluetooth. It doesn't even have wireless. So, yeah, there's weird, but also funny.